Hello and welcome back to the Science Fiction Rating System with me, Chris Redding, and Sam Draper.
Hello there.
And Alex Humphrey.
Hey there.
You all happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's early. Got coffee.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a coffee going here. Yeah. I think it's Indian beans, I think.
Indian beans? Is that a reference to Short
Nespresso.
Circuit? Oh, okay.
I've got chai tea.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Keep it mellow.
Keep it mellow for Short Circuit.
I was going to choose a line from Short Circuit, but they're all racist, so...
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
He did say the word bimbo at one point instead of bingo, which I thought was quite funny, so I'll just say bimbo.
What about, I've got a giant woody?
The famous... The line in this, that is like... I was like, oh my God, like... God, we used to say it all the time at school, is the, hey, laser lips, your mother was a snowblower. Like, that used to be a thing in the playground. We would all yell at each other. Yeah, exactly.
Deep cut for a playground, isn't it?
Yeah, and when he said it in the film, I was like, oh, yeah.
That's where it came from.
That's where it came from.
I need to find that person.
Yeah, so there you go. So, well done for that, Short Circuit.
Listeners, if you hadn't realised, we're watching Short Circuit and talking about it. And I don't know if you guys had seen this film before. Had you?
Yes, a long time ago.
We all thought that Fisher Stevens' character
wasn't in it.
Was in the second one, right?
Yeah.
It turns out he's in this one as well.
It's odd that he wasn't in the trailer at all, isn't it? It's really strange. Because that trailer had no Johnny Five, did it? And also no Fisher Stevens. So it's kind of like half the film's missing out that trailer we watched. It's very strange.
Was it a very early release trailer, maybe?
Could have been.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steve Guttenberg vehicle, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Directed by John Badham.
Who did War Games.
Yeah. So, knows how to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Written by the guys that did Batteries Not Included. But they also wrote Ghost Dad, the
oh God,
the Bill Cosby vehicle. So
we can't do that one.
So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I actually like Batteries Not Included. So
yeah, it's a nice film. No, we've rated that. We came out quite positive about Batteries Not Included, didn't we? I think. Yeah.
Cool. Well, before we start, I just want to say, if anyone out there wants to contact us, you can get us at Sci-Fi Rating on any of the social media platforms. Send us a message or send us your thoughts, or if you want us to watch a film and talk about it for free, send it to us. What was our email, Alex?
sciencefictionratingsystem@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Good. Let's
are we still building up a listeners' nostalgia list?
Yeah, if you've got any nostalgia films, let us know. We've got a few already, but tell us some more, yes, and we can...
Cool. This was kind of supposed to be nostalgic for me. But only because I always thought the robot was very good in this. I had an interest in robotics, shall we say. And this, I think, even like on a technical level, was actually quite a good robot for a film.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But let's jump in. So also I just want to say, isn't the TriStar logo really fucking good?
Yes, it is a good logo.
The horse.
Yeah.
I just love that music. This is the best. That's the best thing of what we just watched. Don't you think?
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
So you've got the obligatory factory scenes of a robot being put together, kind of like Terminator. Is it Terminator 2 trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Rings a bell.
Yeah,
something like that.
It reminded me of Ghost in the Shell, oddly, at the beginning of this. Yeah, a bit.
But with much worse music.
Imagine this could be another take on that.
Well, yeah, I would say this has got quite a lot in links to Ghost in the Shell in a really weird way. It has. Yeah.
Yeah. Building some robots, and then we sort of see like a military testing of some evil robots, which have the voice of the bad robot in WALL-E.
Oh yeah.
I think, I think it must be some sort of, that must have been an in-joke, I guess.
Or is that just like the default kind of talking voice of some computer?
It's like an evil Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah. Definitely.
They're quite scary. I quite like how their eyes go red and they've got a laser beam.
And actually, really scary when we were kids.
Yeah, I mean, looking at them, they actually look like quite a... If you see like these military robots they're making in America, these don't look completely stupid, do they?
No. Do you know who designed them?
No.
It was Steve
Gutenberg.
It wasn't Steve Gutenberg, no. It was Sid Mead, the visual futurist famous for his work on Blade Runner and Tron.
Yeah.
Right.
And he said his whole thing was that it would be built and designed so that there was a logical purpose behind all of it. So it had to all be like working and all be kind of have a reason. The director had a bit of and him had a bit of a falling out because of his eyes, because they wanted they wanted eyes to have like expression and stuff, and his eyelids. So his eyelids were created, and obviously had an argument about like how is that a kind of that's not practical. Why would a robot have eyelids? But the explanation they got round in the end was that it was a sun guard for the camera. So it meant that there was an expression, but also they kind of had a practical use.
They do
so
have like barn doors like that on cameras, like top and bottom.
Yeah,
but also, go on.
No, I was just going to say, but so that's why it's such a good robot, because if they've come from a position of saying, right, everything on this has to look, number one, be kind of real, and number two, be practical. It's not just like, oh, let's just put wings on its back for no reason. That's why
practical for it to be able to express whether it's going to shoot you or not, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, angry eyes or happy eyes. Yeah, that's true.
Have either of you seen the documentary about Sid Mead?
No.
It's brilliant. It's really worth watching. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like just all about his work. It's really.
Did he do RoboCop? Because the luster of like the metal on the actual, it looks identical to RoboCop in the.
Not sure if he did that. He did Aliens and
maybe the same company made it. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. I thought that was Stan Winston RoboCop, but maybe he was involved because he's
does a lot of concept art for things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's not the be all and end all of the design.
Visual Futurist. That's what the film's called. Just looked it up.
There you go.
Good film.
That's on my playlist.
Good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, so they're quite scary little robots. They can also make gin and tonics though, so that is handy.
Yeah.
And we basically see some sort of like weapons expo, I guess.
Yeah.
People from the government, feds. That idiot guy from Police Academy.
Yep.
Is there?
Who's only really got one kind of shtick, isn't he? He's only really got one setting in his acting.
I'm not talking about Gutenberg here, but he basically is the same. Same applies to him.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. And the first annoying voice is Fisher Stevens. That sort of happens all the way through. I don't know what's going on there creatively.
It's just crazy how different. It's like when we heard them, in Bill and Ted, and they said the homophobic comment. It's just such a... Because obviously, when you're a kid, you don't think anything of it, do you? Especially when we were kids. But now, every time we speak, you just thought, oh my God, this is so ill-advised, isn't it? It's terrible.
Do you know that I was reading about him, and it said he was originally hired when the character wasn't Indian, basically.
Yeah, I read that, yeah.
And then he was fired. Yeah. So then he was fired and replaced by Bronson Pinchot, who's the guy out of Perfect Strangers. Do you remember Perfect Strangers, anyone?
No.
Okay, I'm older than you. Perfect Strangers was about a Midwestern American and his distant cousin called Balky, who was from Eastern Europe, moves in. Right. And you can kind of imagine the whole program was him being like, oh, look, a funny American. Oh, I don't understand. So basically, imagine the same as Fisher Stevens, but in a kind of racist European way. And then he quit because of Perfect Strangers. So then they brought Fisher Stevens back. But by that point, they'd changed the character to being Indian. So I guess by that point, they'd settled that the character was going to be a kind of an idiot foreigner, basically. So they were like, well, you can
Yeah,
just
it
do
has
an
to be.
Indian idiot foreigner
Fisher
instead of...
Stevens spent a month in India preparing for the role.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Which,
I mean...
good on him, I suppose, but
yeah, good for him, I
still
guess.
questionable filmmaking that you've hired a white man to play an Indian and then literally made him just the biggest stereotype.
Yeah. I mean, I tried... Because when you're watching the film, no one within the film kind of mocks him.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's treated as an equal within the film.
And there are people like... That accent is not an accent which wouldn't exist in the world somewhere.
It's not to do with his accent, isn't it? It's to do with all the bad, like the way he says
you
things.
just don't do it.
Yeah, well, no.
But also the sentence construction as well, the way he says stuff like all back to front, things like that. That's the more racist part of it.
And that he's like a giant pervert as well is a bit of a problem.
That's a bad bit, yeah.
But like, in terms of the film, he is obviously a scientist. He's obviously part of building a robot. He's treated as an equal by everyone else. No one in the film mocks him. So that's all positive. But the fact is, he is just there purely to laugh at. He's not there as an interesting character or as to develop the plot at all. He's just a comedy sidekick, isn't he?
The only thing, like in defence of it, I'd say is that I was reading, I think on Wikipedia, that they basically regretted hiring Steve Guttenberg, and that they had in mind a more like a sort of a Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate sort of character.
Yeah.
Who's a lot weirder. And I guess if he'd have been more weird and awkward as well, it would have been more forgivable that the Indian was so awkward, because they'd both be awkward. It just seems like Steve Guttenberg's just sort of being himself, and he's got this idiot mate, doesn't it, at the minute in the film. So,
Yeah.
They actually changed that character's name in the second film.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Changed his surname, didn't they? Yeah.
I guess because it's more of a leading
Make it
role,
more
and
Indian.
I guess they wanted kids to be able to say it, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
There's something weird went on with Guttenberg recently. I think someone died and he came out and said he was like, the press was set up outside someone's house, and Guttenberg turned up and made out he was best mates with them.
Oh, really?
But he wasn't.
Wasn't. He was just trying to get in front of the cameras.
That's weird.
Yeah, in a sort of Partridge way.
He is a very Partridge character, isn't he? I mean, he's a terrible actor, isn't he?
It doesn't. His character in this just makes no sense because, as the plot of the film, when Johnny Five goes missing, he just is not bothered in any way. No. Is he?
Well, I've written down here, like someone like Guttenberg would invent shit. Because his character does not ring true with someone who's like from MIT who makes robots.
No, it doesn't. No, it's really bad casting. Is it? Why? I wonder why he was cast. Is it just because he was such a bankable star at that point?
Probably.
Well, Police Academy was 2 years
They've gone down
before,
the Police Academy
so...
route with everything here, haven't they, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Police Academy with robots. Robot Academy. Why don't they just make Robot Academy? Come on.
Well, this is probably a reaction to, we want Police Academy, but RoboCop is really good, so let's do both.
This is pre-RoboCop.
Is it?
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
RoboCop ripped off Short Circuit. They thought we want Short Circuit, but not with no Guttenberg.
Yeah.
And then they hit upon a perfect film.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. It starts raining and number 5 gets hit by lightning. There's a few robots, I don't know how many, but the number 5 gets frazzled. And
as the kind of most technical-minded person, Chris, how scientifically probable is it that lightning hitting that robot would make that happen?
Probably, quite remote in the sense.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, because I was thinking, because that happens in a lot of films that like lightning hits something, and either it gets superpowers or it goes mad or it gets.
Well, I guess it's the Frankenstein use of lightning as a means of making magic happen.
Because they imply later that he rewires himself to kind of access levels of his programming. So could the lightning have
maybe in modern computing and like the sort of level of computing you see in like referred to in Star Trek, like where things can be rewired and it like the computer operates at like a quantum level. Probably. But
So,
all I'm seeing is a load of like circuit boards and resistors whenever we see inside number 5.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted a scientific mind on that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was probable, but you have to ask.
It's unlikely that this sort of thing would achieve sentience by a
Lightning.
lightning strike is my answer.
It'd probably just break it, wouldn't it? It would just break it.
It would melt it. It would be pretty well fucked.
Yeah. And because they're all... Oh, no, they're not all connected at that point, because it would have just fucked all of them.
He's connected to a generator for some reason.
Yeah.
Is it to charge him up? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Yeah.
He gets charged again for the whole film, does he, after that?
Yeah.
No.
You think he'd have like a little sun...
A solar panel thing.
Yeah, like Wall-E.
Yeah. No, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so... What happens? Yeah, so security at this place is really poor in the sense that he goes for a wander and then he ends up in the bins.
Yeah, he's very
So we're
visible.
talking like the equivalent of the Pentagon, where they make like killer drones.
Yeah.
Don't you think this is a comment on the private industrial complex of military hardware and how lax...
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they really got them.
Cutting.
Taking down Blackwater, whatever it's called, that business.
It happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, these robots just get loose.
The robots go
Gain
rogue.
sentence.
Yeah.
Go and live
So
with
the
some
basic,
woman
for me,
in an
I just
animal
wrote the
shelter.
basic energy and tone of these scenes is just really shit.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, I don't think the film is as bad as it gets. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like, it hasn't achieved the worst it can be.
This is the best bit of the film.
Yeah.
The party scene, there's little robots going around with the food.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Inoffensive at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I was loving it at that point. Actually, I was going this. If I was like Elon Musk and I was making like killer robots for the government, and I had a load of like people in uniforms come for like a symposium, I'd definitely have waiter robots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of... I think what saves this opening bit is that he isn't talking yet. Number 5 hasn't spoken yet. And it's kind of when he starts speaking that it
He
gets
needs
a bit
input.
more...
And Ali Sheedy's not turned up yet. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So to push on, he goes for a wander. They realise he's gone. They've got him in like a tracking device.
I love that big map with the kind of laser, like the laser thing, like that's like him kind of moving along. Like that looked quite cool. That must have cost a lot to build.
Well, it's good and it's also shit.
Yeah, it's stupid. It makes no sense, but it looks cool in the film.
I like how they've got the tracker and that thing, and then but still the police academy guy goes and puts his like big wooden like wartime, scooper thing on it.
Yeah,
completely redundantly.
It's interesting because I think like GPS was still classified at this point.
Oh,
wow. So because it wasn't, I don't think it was released for commercial use. I think it was released for commercial use, built by Bill Clinton, which was in the 90s.
So Short Circuit leaked GPS. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, they never say how they're tracking him.
No, they don't. No.
It's that little box, isn't it? That little it's got a little green box. He pulls it off, doesn't it? At some point.
Yeah.
Also, like, what we're skipping ahead, but if you were going to put the tracking device on that robot, why would you have it on the front that he can just pull off? Wouldn't it be kind of
get knocked off?
Yeah, why can't it be inbuilt into like literally into the main circuits of the machine, so there's no way you can pull it out?
Yeah,
I mean that's a bit bad design.
Or you connect it to the laser gun because that's the actual dangerous bit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
He didn't have the laser gun in the second film, I don't think.
Oh, is it more?
I think it's full of like gadgets, like a sort of Inspector Gadget sort of scenario.
Do you think I realised that I must have seen the second one a lot more than this first one?
Yeah,
my memories of it are all from that second film.
I remember they get locked in a fridge on the second one.
Yeah,
can't wait to watch it, guys.
Do you remember the little short circuits he's got in like the stall, the little like baby ones he's selling?
Oh yeah.
At the start, he's got little mini ones that he's selling on the street.
Yes, I wanted one of that. I think they were trying to sell toys.
And the scene I kept waiting for as well was when he's in like a bookshop and he's going through loads of books, going input, and that must be the second film as well. But
it's in New York as well, isn't it? It's basically like Home Alone. They go to New York.
Yes. So another film that ripped off Short Circuit.
Yeah. So he steals a burger van.
Well, yeah. He ends up in a snack shack.
Yeah, and Ali Sheedy we meet. She's a crazy cat woman.
But yeah, basically.
They set off, Gutenberg and the other guy set off to get him with another robot, a killer robot.
So you can kind of see that, like you said, like if it had been a little bit rewritten and they cast a better actor, because the whole idea of Steve Guttenberg being this shut in, and he's like very like technical minded, and he doesn't go out into the real world, and he has to get the robot. That whole plot that he would be learning about humanity at the same way that Johnny Five was learning about humanity. That is kind of an interesting idea.
You can see what they're going for, can't you?
You can see that is an interesting story, but because it's Gutenberg, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm driven for ages."
He's a wisecracking guy.
Yeah, he's just too like, he's just an idiot, isn't he? He's not even really very likable.
Someone like Rick Moranis or something would be better.
Yeah, Rick Moranis would have been more, lovable nerd rather than this. Yeah,
You know how this is skipping ahead, but you know over the trailers, there's the credits. There's 2 scenes that are cut.
Yes,
from the film. It made me wonder whether they'd sort of cut around his performance, and that a lot of the more like character building stuff was so bad they just cut it out. Maybe. There's obviously a lot missing, isn't there? From the film. If there's like 2 whole massive one's like an action sequence, like one's in like a crushing yard, isn't it?
That looks huge. Yeah, that's
so it's
like
an expensive shot they've cut out. So
yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, so we get a whole little like ET sequence really, where he's trying to learn shit. His language is improving.
Stephanie.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, see, this is the thing when he starts talking, and also I don't really see why
he falls off a bridge as well with a parachute, which is weird.
Oh yeah.
They keep showing a shot of a bridge, and it's like watching The Room.
They do, yeah.
Have you seen The Room where they just keep on panning to the bridge?
Yeah. When he starts talking, I don't know why someone quite early on didn't go, "Oh, hey, you know this kind of thing with him talking? That's a bit like Fisher Stevens talking. It's kind of annoying having 2 characters doing that same thing in one film."
Johnny Five.
It's the guy that's the puppeteer, Tim Blaney, who also played Frank the Pug in Men in Black, the first 2 Men in Black films. Yeah. But yeah, they got the puppeteer to do the voice because
the go-to.
Yeah. They got the puppeteer to do the voice because the director thought it would be better to have the voice like live rather than dubbing it on afterwards. On
IMDb, it had known for Johnny Five, that pug, and additional Muppet. Nice.
Well, a bit rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty annoying. Still a burger van, disassemble stuff.
No, disassemble.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
even disassembled.
But the way he even that's not a bad idea. The way he discovers death by crushing that moth or whatever it is, and then going, "Oh, I'll put it back together," and then she's like, "No, you can't." I hate to say it is like Ghost in the Shell in a way, because the subjects that Ghost in the Shell deals with in a really heavy, like duty, like really interesting way. This is kind of hinting at, I
think you're trying to put stuff onto this film which doesn't exist.
Well, no, I think he kind of, I mean, there is a thing. They deliberately show him gradually transitioning from referring him to himself in the third person to the first person to imply his like self-awareness and stuff, and the fact that he does that thing with the clouds where he does start seeing shapes in the clouds, like he interprets them as an animal or whatever, which is surely a higher functioning, like a robot can't do that, can it?
The problem is that, like, I know people have a problem with Ghost in the Shell because it doesn't over-explain stuff and it leaves you to work out yourself. But this over-explains it through the vehicle of Ali Sheedy, who is so annoying, and so everything she says, like, me and Lucy watching it, and we came to the conclusion that she seems like as though she's like actually got a big mental deficiency, like she's very like borderline, needs to be locked up because she's just not very clever. Like she seems very. Like, she reacts to things like a puppy, like, very excitedly, and at times she's, like, trying to seduce the robot, it seems, and she's very, like, impulsive and shouts a lot. Like, she seems very unstable.
Yeah, she does seem quite unstable, doesn't she?
Yeah,
well, that whole
strange role.
Because, like, she thinks it's an alien, and then when she finds out it's a robot, she's like, "Oh, I want the money for my house," and, like, "Oh, you're just from that." And you're like, "No, but hold on, this is still, an extremely clever robot? Even though it's not an alien, this is still a robot that you're, like... There's no other robot like this, know. So why are you just fuck it then? If it's just a robot, I don't care. Like unless it's an alien, it's really weird.
Did someone ask her? Did Johnny Five try to molest you? Or something? Like, is that on the phone when she's on the phone to the guy?
Does he say
Oh,
that?
it might be actually. Yes, yeah. When he's trying to stall her to get her to keep him in the garden.
Well,
he does. Yeah.
Did he try to molest you in any way?
Well, he kind of feels like he might, you know.
Yeah.
He does
then
say
there's
some
some
quite
jock
leading
boys
things
that
to her.
take an interest in Johnny Five and the cash reward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her crazy boyfriend.
Yeah. What's really annoying about Johnny Five is the how he uses synonyms for stuff whenever he says something.
I mean,
really annoying.
all of the things he does. I mean, I will say it's a brilliant design.
Nice software.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
In the
creepy.
bath.
Yeah.
That's mental.
It's a brilliant design. It's very well realised. Like, it looks good on the screen. The practical effects are good when he's, like, reading through the book quick and all that stuff. But, like, his character, everything he does, the kind of slapstick, quoting TV, over using the same, different words for the same word, all of that gets old very, very quickly. Even, I think, if you were a child, you'd be like, all right, yeah, I get it. Like, it's not... high-level comedy, really, is it?
Also, like the things he's saying, the fact he just quotes TV all the time and gets things wrong like that, it kind of negates them going how great he is, because he's clearly not actually like a human. Like if any human talked like he talked, you'd be like, what's wrong with you? There's something seriously wrong with you. You need help.
But if you actually raised a human from a baby and they just had a TV, they would be mental.
But he doesn't just quote TV. It's not like in the Transformers film, the Eric Idle character that just says this weird mishmash of TV stuff. He's kind of quoting TV, like, and then also saying, you know, oh, plant, biological life form, da 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 da, all these stupid, like, just like words for the same words that.
He's also read a dictionary or something as well, right?
Well, yeah, oh, yeah.
He's very annoying.
He's very annoying. He's very annoying.
Yeah, he does some disco dancing. He loves to disco dance.
Which is really weird, because that's just
He
like...
cooks like a prick. Like, he does not know how to cook.
And again, she loves that.
She comes in and goes
kitchen.
mental over it as well. Like,
No, she
when she
loves it.
turns the
She's
corner,
really
she's
happy.
like, they're going, what? Who's that in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Five! It's like...
You made breakfast.
You saw him, like, an hour ago.
Yeah.
Like-
But also, she's really happy he made breakfast, and he's just, like, trashed everything she owns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right.
got problems.
I think you're right. I think she's maybe she's mentally unstable, isn't she?
Yeah.
That makes the film make a lot. Again, even that would be quite interesting. That he goes and lives with this mentally unstable woman.
Yeah. And at the end of the film, they come and go, oh, we found her. And they like to cut her back
There's
up
a
to
reason.
them.
I mean, she's got tons of cats. That's why the local lads leave her alone.
Well, she's got like raccoons, isn't she? All sorts in that house. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so then the jock boys come round. Johnny Five takes their car apart. Then there's like some terrible gunfight scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Shoots him with a laser.
Yeah.
The laser can cut the pipe that he's holding, but then he shoots him right in the middle of the head, and all it does is cuts off the cap's peak.
The scene would have been better if he did all this like little bits like that, and then the guy's just standing there and he just explodes. It would be blows up.
Or the
in all
laser just goes
directions.
straight through his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be good if that scene happened before he realised what killing was.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Put Frank back together. I can't.
Yeah.
Cut him apart.
Disassembled him.
Yeah. All that. I mean, like saying like all the stuff about that when she's in the bath and all that. It started to cut. This film started to really remind me of Howard the Duck at this point.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of this weird tone of like this is
really
a kids'
weird.
film, but it's also got a lot of weird sex stuff in it. That like I don't know if why have you put all this in here? The idea of the robot wanting. Is he in love with her, or is he just interested in sex, or like what is this? Like it's not, that's not. Where's it going?
Programming from Steve Guttenberg in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, I bet it is. Yeah.
It'd be better if like there was a machine where they swapped minds, like Steve Guttenberg ended up in Number Five's body. That would that would explain all this behaviour.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm surprised they haven't done that. Robots body swap.
Should have ended like that. Like the end of Butterfly Effect. Like Steve Guttenberg's trapped in there just screaming. He can't express that he's trapped in this robot. It'd be brilliant.
And I've written down reprogrammed bots. Did they send bad bots after him and he reprograms them? Maybe.
Yeah, send all the
Turns him
others.
into the Three Stooges, isn't he? That's a lot later, though. It's the end of the film, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a
But really, though,
basically, this kind of goes round in circles a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
between
nothing really happens. Yeah.
No.
Between driving, running away, being chased, bit of Gutenberg.
There's very actually little that goes on in terms of set pieces and stuff in the film.
Yeah,
it really unravels very quickly, this film. Like I say, the beginning is kind of interesting. When he first goes on the run, you're like, okay, where's this going? And it's I think as soon as Ali Sheedy turns up, it just and Steve Guttenberg's loose. It's kind of the film just unravels really quickly, and just becomes the same thing again and again. And also, why doesn't Steve Guttenberg believe that he's sentient? I don't understand why he's like, no, he isn't. It's kind of odd, isn't it, that he just refuses.
He's an idiot.
Again, his role doesn't just seem defined at all, does it? Like
No.
It's
They have a lovely little campfire together, don't they?
That set is terrible. That looks so much like a set, doesn't it?
I think that's a set off the Three Amigos when they do they the little song in the middle of it. It looked just like that. Yeah, it looks identical. It's made the same year, so it could be, couldn't it?
It looked terrible. Like, that looked really bad, I thought.
It did look terrible.
He proves he's alive to Gutenberg.
With an anti-Semitic joke.
Yeah, a lovely Jew joke. That's great.
It's not really... and also, that doesn't prove it. He said things before that have proved it way more, or at least proved a different understanding, like a more subtle understanding. Not wanting to die is quite a big one, I would have thought. Like, that's quite a big thing of sentient. Like, I don't want to die. I understand the concept of death as a robot. That's a bit better than, I can laugh at a kind of mildly racist Jewish joke. Like, you know.
Also, he nurses a cup of soup like all through the night into the morning, because they do like she gives him the soup at night, and then the sun's coming up and he's still there drinking that soup.
Wow, doesn't like soup.
No.
Just being polite, yeah.
Then the feds turn up. I'll skip ahead because it basically goes around in circles for quite a while, and then the feds basically turn up with loads of men and guns and a helicopter.
Yeah.
And they basically bit of a chase going on, and then the helicopter basically toasts Johnny Five with a rocket.
Yep, they blow the living hell out of him, don't they?
Yeah.
And there's a great bit where there's a man walking back with like his arm, and they're laughing, and he's just holding his arm.
It's mental.
And I was like, no, but hold on, as a child, you wouldn't get that. You'd just be like, what has happened? They've just blown him up. Like, this is horrific. Because everyone else is really sad. It's not like it's like, oh, hey, everyone, there's a plan going on. There's no plan at this point. Everyone just thinks he's dead, don't they?
Yeah.
It's pretty, a bit harsh. Really crazy, yeah.
It's funny, though, and also the way they kind of, like, really go, ha, 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 as they walk past like, really rubbing it in.
Yeah.
And everyone, like, sort of then just goes their own way after this huge security breach.
Yeah.
There's no court martial.
These guys were
trial.
on the run, basically, fugitives with a weapon. The woman was not taken in for questioning. No one was. No. And they basically drive off with the Nova van as well, which belongs to the company.
Yeah, because he's quit, hasn't he? So how has he allowed that van?
Quit, but I'm taking the van. So that's crazy. The woman just says, "Do you want to come and live with a load of animals in Mexico or somewhere?" Montana.
His dad's got a ranch in Montana, hasn't he? So they're going to go and retire there. I've only met a day before.
Yeah. It's amazing what robots can do.
Yeah.
And then I've just written my last line here. Johnny Five is in the van. Twat.
Yeah. That is it. Yeah.
Sums it up, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. You know the song, that terrible Who's Johnny song?
Yes.
Yeah, that he hears and that's kind of where he gets his name. That song was supposed to be Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, but they couldn't get the rights because it was too expensive. But isn't that weird? Like,
spent it on robots.
But like, isn't that weird? So that scene where he's just driving in his car, he would have turned on Money for Nothing instead, and sung it, and then what would he have gone? What would have been called? Yeah, how would his name have come from that? Like, what was the point of it being Money? I don't understand why that's a better song. It's not like they wanted some robot song. They really wanted Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, but they couldn't get it, so they created a song.
There's a verse of that song where they talk about faggots, don't they?
Is there? Oh god. Well, there you go.
It would be called Faggot the Robot.
Yeah, I want to be that. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Sure, there's a. Yeah, see the little faggot with the earring and the makeup. That little faggot got his own jet plane. That faggot got he's a millionaire.
Oh god, so they would have had that. They'd have included that. That would be the bit he was listening to, wouldn't it? And he'd have been like, "Oh, I love this
faggot."
Song. Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah.
And that'd be
faggot
on the poster like him just there with a speech bubble.
Yeah. You could cut all of this, I guess. Well, at least it explains why they wanted.
We're talking about factual things.
I didn't write the song. Yeah.
No, you didn't. Right. At least it explains why they wanted it, I guess.
Yeah. So this, I mean. The offence this causes, they've covered all grounds, really.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure we've covered a film which is as offensive. Maybe Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
I think Lawnmower Man is still more offensive in a weird way.
I think though it's the film we've covered, like nostalgically filmed, that has not lived up to expectations as much as anything else, because I was quite expecting to think, oh, this is just all right, not really hate it, and it does make me want to really watch the second one because
we should watch the second one.
I mean, it's got watch versus reviews, but I do think that my fond memories of this franchise are from that film, perhaps.
It was $1.4 million of the film's $15 million budget was spent on number 5, and he weighed 250 pounds. That's how much he weighed. I guess they had to make 5 of them.
Oh, how much was he?
1.4 million he was, right. But they must have had to make 5 of them, but not maybe those other ones
and the rest probably.
Well, because they all move in, don't they? They all roll in one shot. It's not a trick shot.
Yeah, but I bet they're not all. They can't all do the eyebrows.
No, okay.
Things.
No. Fair enough. Yeah, they're a bit. Yeah, but I mean, it's still even just something.
The chassis of them.
Yeah, that physically that big and there you go.
I mean, pretty impressive as a practical item, considering the time.
Yes, the robot and the design of the robot is good, and it did inspire Wall-E, and it is a good design, and it is well executed. It's just a pity that the film around that is just so awful. I think it could have been a good film. It just isn't. You know, I think it is to do with the casting. It's maybe to do with some script rewrites or something. I don't know. I don't think its tone is right. I don't think it knows if it wants to be a kids' film or like a kind of family adventure. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it knows what it wants to be, even.
It makes me wonder, though, that just if, most of the 80s is dated like this.
Probably.
Because there's a lot of 80s films that you just don't watch anymore or see.
Yeah.
That don't come up. And obviously, Ghostbusters, things like that age well. But then there's this undercurrent, the National Lampoon's films. I wonder if those have aged really badly for these same sort of reasons of bad taste and that kind of the humour's just gone. This is just a very sort of 80s American sort of.
Well, Inner Space was like this, wasn't it? Inner Space was one we
that's another example. Yeah,
we all thought we remembered, and then when we watched it, it wasn't anything like what we thought. So that's nostalgia for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
It's a shame.
Let's push on to the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rank this. Thoughts, Alex?
What number wise? I mean, I think it has to be 120, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really bad. I mean, I'm just looking at what's down there. I mean,
Theodore Rex, though.
I think Theodore Rex is better than this. I do. I think that Theodore Rex is more imaginative. I think it's worse than Howard the Duck. I don't know if it's worse than. See, I enjoyed Knights, and I didn't really enjoy this. I mean, Doctor Who and the Daleks, Indiana Jones, Star Trek 5. Indiana Jones made me angry. This didn't make me angry. I was just a bit just sad and bored, really. So maybe it's better than Indiana Jones, but not much.
I was thinking 108. Because it reminded me of Howard the Duck as well, but I preferred Howard the Duck.
Oh.
No, I'd go lower than that.
But yeah, The Abyss, I think
The Abyss
is better than this, I think.
I suppose, that's fair.
I don't even. I think maybe The Quest for Peace is better. Superman's better than this as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel
Maybe
like
Where are
between
you thinking,
Indiana
Chris?
Jones and Star Trek 5.
It's 116.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's more because it's not even the robot is good, but everything else about it is quite badly done. It's not paced
Yeah.
very well. I
This
mean,
would be
out
a
of
good one
the
to do a remake of, right?
God, yeah,
They've been remaking it for years, apparently. It's stuck in sort of development hell at the minute, yeah. It's
because out of the
the
main,
script written.
Imagine if one of them DARPA robots, them dog robots,
Yeah.
gets sentient.
yeah,
We're in some serious shit if that happens.
out of the main characters, the Fisher Stevens is awful, Steve Guttenberg's awful, Ali Sheedy's awful, and the robot's awful. That's the main characters.
Yeah, no, you're right. Everyone's annoying, isn't it, aren't they?
Yeah, and
116, we're saying.
yeah,
Let's do it. Not good.
It was a
Yes,
damning
disassemble.
ranking of Short Circuit. It's down there with Star Trek 5 and Indiana Jones, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. As a reminder to everyone, we've got, how many have we got total now? 124 total, and it's now 116 out of those 124. Cool. I can't wait to watch the sequel.
yeah. Maybe we should watch the sequel.
Yeah, I want to watch a sequel. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, so any
also-
final thoughts on Short Circuit, guys?
No.
Not on Short Circuit, but the list, listeners go to letterboxd.com. That's letterboxd without an E in it, for a nice snazzy sort of visual version of the list where you can get to the films, and it even tells you where you can watch them and stuff, and you click on them. So that's really handy. So yeah, go and check that out.
Yeah.
I might put the link to that on the social media.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can find us at Sci-Fi Rating Sci-Fi Rating on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. As
Oh, hang on,
Yeah,
what are
we're
we
on
watching
all the
next week?
social media stuff, or send us an email at
sciencefictionratingsystem@gmail.com. Yeah, should we?
Also, we need to go into the past.
Oh yeah, sorry.
let's go into the past.
What's next week?
Hello from the past. We're back here again, and next week we are watching World on a Wire for the next 2 weeks. In fact, this was suggested by Colin, and it's got a quite interesting history. Really, this is a 1973 made-for-German television two-part miniseries, which was it's described as sort of a Matrix, a 70s
Right.
Matrix. Let me get a small synopsis from this first. Really, have you got?
I've got one if you need it.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's also... I don't know how Colin knew this, but it's literally just... It came out on the 18th of February on Blu-ray as
Yeah,
a
I think he
limited
saw that.
edition box set.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Colin got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
It's Rainer Werner Fassbinder's dystopian sci-fi epic World on a Wire was way ahead of its time, with fascinating themes that will be later explored in films such as The Matrix. So it centres around Simulacron 1, a highly advanced project designed to elevate conventional computer technology to a new level by creating a visual reality inhabited by computer-generated people or identity units. When the head of the project dies mysteriously, Dr. Stiller, played by Klaus Lohrich from Cross of Iron, becomes his successor. As the new Doctor begins to probe deeper, the line between real and virtual world becomes increasingly blurred, and his own existence comes into question. There you go. Yeah. So,
It's based on a book
Deep.
called Simulacron 3, or I can't say that word.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm going to try and read before we watch it as well, because it sounds quite interesting. So that'll be.
Just
Yeah.
Anyone else at home wants
send
to
me
read that? You can read
just
that
send
along.
me
So
a short paragraph
Read along.
synopsis.
okay, I'll send you a paragraph. Paragraph summary. Right.
Yeah.
Let's watch the trailer for World on a Wire, shall we?
Let's.
Nur eins, Herr
Rupp.
Herr Rupp.
Ich wäre Ihnen dankbar, wenn Sie Ihren Lesern gelegentlich den Unterschied zwischen einem Computer und unserem Simulationsmodell nahebringen würden. Es handelt sich um eine völlig neue Generation in der Computertechnologie.
Und wem nützt sie?
Uns allen, wenn es nach mir geht.
Something different, definitely. This is also a first for us because this film is 3.5 hours long. So we're going to watch this in 2 parts, which was how it was originally released. So I'm watching the Criterion Collection release from 2012, which maintains the 2 parts basically, which I think all releases do, by the sound of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
So next week and the week after, look out for this. I hope it is good, because otherwise it's going to be tough to watch that second one. Yeah. But yeah, so look out for that next week. Thank you both.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
I'll be the same.
Bye.
It's World on a Wire.
Woo! Part 1.
For 2 weeks, our first ever 2-part show.
Yeah. It's a long film.
I've got some correspondence. Do you want that now or next week?
Do it.
Right. So this is from Colin.
Colin.
Hi, Colin.
You know, because he chose World on a Wire. I mean, he had a lot to say about Running Man.
Did he?
I'm gonna paraphrase it. It's a pretty long comment. Basically, he's happy with Alex's opinion of it, and
Thank you.
didn't like that we weren't so into it.
I think me and Colin really would get on, because he's more pro the Predator than the Predators,
like
isn't he? Yeah, we both like shit. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I feel you, Colin. I feel you.
He says it's kudos for being eerily prophetic. It isn't bang on the money, but in a world where fake news stories are used to manipulate public opinion, dissent is no longer tolerated, and your communications are monitored, the economy is not functioning, reality TV is used to distract you from harsh realities, just like the real 2018. It's 2019, Colin. But, and he goes on about all this stuff, and says how it's better than Back to the Future 2.
Okay.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then he goes to talk about Richard Dawson. Richard Dawson did a fantastic job too. What's he talking about?
Is that the
that's the character, isn't it?
The character, isn't it? That's the presenter.
Right, yeah. I was thinking of Richard Dawkins there.
Yeah.
Right, yes, it's... Then he makes an inappropriate comment I can't repeat.
Right.
And he finishes off by saying, disclaimer, I do not think the opinions of the podcasters are wrong, nor do I think mine is correct. This is just my opinion, feedback from a fan.
Wow.
So Chris can't tell me to fuck off and make my own podcast.
Oh,
And then he finishes by saying, love you all.
You normally do. Most people do normally, yeah.
Yeah. He just say we do a great job, and he genuinely looks forward to each new podcast each week.
Oh,
well,
cool.
thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks.
I hope they let him out one day.
Yeah. I wonder what he thought of Short Circuit. I wonder if he liked it or not.
You shouldn't have asked that. I'll get another essay on the bottom of the screen again now.
All right. Short comments for Short Circuit, please, Colin. Yeah. But yeah, well, it's good to have feedback. We always welcome feedback.
Cheers, Colin.
Yeah, cheers.
I want to hear what he said, which was inappropriate.
I'll tell you when we're off the air.
Okay. Right. I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
What a beautiful film. Beautiful discussion.
No, disassemble.
Right, yeah. So, see you all next week. It's goodbye from Sam.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Alex.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me.